All right. What's up, everybody? My people, Manhattan, the Bronx, Queens, or like Staten Island, my homeboro, Brooklyn. Back at another video, and this video is going to be my top 10 greatest athletes of all time. Just mine. Okay, it's my opinions, my 2 cents. You can disagree if you want to. It's perfectly fine. Okay, it's a free country. Now, the reason I'm making this video is in response to Simone Biles' recent display of toxic feminism. Okay, a video I just uploaded on my channel. You know, this girl got upset because ESPN tweeted a picture, SportsCenter tweeted a picture of the greatest athletes of all time. It was majority males, even though Serena Williams was in the picture. That's fine. Look, I've said this before. I've said this before, and you can get upset with me if you want to. That's perfectly fine. Male athletes, female athletes, ain't no comparison. Just isn't. Okay, that's just my personal opinion. Okay, the most athletic female is not going to beat the most athletic male in anything. Okay, and that's just me. But anyway, let's get into this. And let's get into this. Let me tell you how I rank the greatest athletes of all time. Okay, of course, your accolades and your achievements in your sport, statistically and winning wise, the esteem you're held in your sport, and what did you do for your sport? Did you make your sport better and you're more popular? Stuff like that. That's how I rank it. Okay. And anyway, let me get into this. Okay. Obviously, number one is Michael Jordan. Okay. Michael Jordan's number one. 6-time NBA champion, 6-time Finals MVP, never lost in the finals, never went to Game 7, a 10-time scoring champion, 5-time regular season MVP, 9-time All-Defensive First Team, Defensive Player of the Year in '88. He has the highest points per game average in NBA history. He averaged the most points in the finals in 1993. He averaged 41 points against the Phoenix Suns. Enough said. Michael Jordan, greatest basketball player. Anybody who understands Michael Jordan's career, understands basketball, knows Jordan's the greatest basketball player ever, and it's not even close between him and LeBron James. Because we all know LeBron's and the media has been attacking Michael Jordan's legacy for the past 5 years. Anyway, number two for me, Wayne Gretzky. Okay, I know a lot of people say, what are you talking about, Wayne Gretzky? Listen, look, I'm not much of a hockey expert, okay? Okay, if there's a New York Rangers game on, I'll watch it sometimes, but okay, so you can just brush off everything I'm about to say. But Gretzky, this is what I do know about hockey. Gretzky is the Michael Jordan of hockey. The esteem he's held in is just second to none. I mean, his number 99 was universally retired across hockey. Okay, when he retired, they waived the 5-year ballot and put him in the Hockey Hall of Fame immediately, and he holds most of the records. I mean, most goals in the game, most goals in the season, most goal in the playoffs, most hockey assists, most points, most 40 or more goal seasons. Like, he has 9 Hart trophies, which is the record, which is the record, which basically the MVP of hockey. That's what Gretzky has. That's why he's number 2 for me. Number 3 is the great Bambino, okay, a.k.a. Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth, is a 7-time World Series champion, a league MVP 1 time, 12 time he led the American League in home runs, 714 career home runs, 3rd all time, 2,213 RBI, 2,873 hits, a 342 batting average. He played 22 seasons as an outfielder and a pitcher, too. As a pitcher, he has 94 wins and 46 losses, Babe Ruth was an icon of the sport, icon of his era, in the Roaring '20s, playing for the Yankees. What the Yankees are known for today started with the Bambino and the great Babe Ruth. So you got to give it up to him because of that. The Sultan of SWAT, the Bambino. Number 4 is Muhammad Ali, a.k.a. Cassius Clay. Muhammad Ali, heavyweight champion of the world, iconic fights, Rumble in the Jungle, The Thrilla Manila, defeated Joe Frazier, defeating Kenny Norton, defeating George Foreman, multiple-time division champ. He defeated the best fighters of his era. They also beat him. Like I said before, Ali, to me, Floyd Mayweather is the greatest boxer ever to me, but Ali is held in far higher esteem, okay? He was a very intelligent man, a very talented heavyweight, a freak athlete. He punched hard, He's the only 3-time lineal division champion of the heavyweight division. Beat 21 boxers for the world heavyweight title and 14 unified title bouts that stood for 35 years, He won 8 fights that, according to BoxRec, were rated 5-star. You know, like I said, icon sport, all-time great, Muhammad Ali. Number 5 is Tom Brady. Okay, Tom Brady to me is number 5, and I know people say, "What are you talking about, Tom Brady?" Tom Brady, seven-time Super Bowl champion, 7-time Super Bowl champion, a 5-time Super Bowl MVP, 3-time regular season league MVP. See, 14-time Pro Bowler. All Tom Brady does is win, no matter what. He definitely is the Michael Jordan of his sport. And what I mean by that is this: the esteem he's held in. The steam is held in. He's always came up big. When Tom Brady's team needed him the most, he came up big. Okay? And not to sound like Skip Bayless, even in the Super Bowl he lost to the Giants, the first one, he threw that touchdown to Randy Moss. We made it 14-10. It's just that Eli Manning outdueled him that day. So hats off to Tom Brady, all-time great legend, all-time great career. Okay, number 6 for the Celtics, Mr. Bill Russell. Played 13 years for the Celtics, 56 or 69. He was the first black coach in NBA history. Player coach, an 11-time champion, and 12 finals appearances. Think about that. 12 finals appearances in 13 years, and you won 11 of those 12 finals. Lord. 5-time regular season league MVP in the era of Wilt Chamberlain and Oscar Robertson. 12-time All-Star. He won two NCAA championships as a player. He won 2, obviously, as a coach. He's probably the greatest defensive player in the history of the NBA. Bill Russell, if someone told me Bill Russell was the greatest basketball player ever over Michael Jordan, I wouldn't agree, but I can definitely see your point. Said 11-time champion, and he's the reason the Boston Celtics are known for what they're known as today. The Boston Celtics didn't win nothing until Bill Russell got there, and they didn't win for 5 years until after he left. They won They last won 69. The next time they won was in 74 with John Havlicek. Okay, that's just me. Number 7, Wilt Chamberlain, easy. He's holding up this number 100. I wonder if this is for the points he scored in that game or for the number of women he slept with that week. All you know anything about Wilt Chamberlain, you know what I'm talking about. But Wilt Chamberlain, a 2-time NBA champion, Finals MVP, 13-time All-Star, 4-time regular season MVP, 100 points in the game, 55 rebounds in the game. Wilt Chamberlain has the most 30-rebound games of any player in NBA history. Okay, he has 160 30-rebound games. This next closest is Bill Russell at 130. He's 30 games ahead of Bill Russell in terms of most 30-rebound games. 7-time scoring champ, 11-time rebound champ. He led the league in assists. And the year he led the league in assists, the Philadelphia 76ers won the championship. Okay? He was the best player on the Lakers squad that won 33 consecutive games, which is a legendary record. Wilt Chamberlain unfortunately passed away back in 1999. R.I.P. Wilt Chamberlain, Wilt the Big Dipper. Okay, number 8, and this is just for me, Mr. Hank Aaron. Who, of course, we all know recently passed away. After receiving the COVID-19 vaccine. Hey, it is what it is. I'm not gonna get into all that. Hank Aaron, 3,771 hits, a 305 batting average, 755 career home runs, second of all time, a World Series champion, a regular season MVP, 4 times led the National League in home runs, a 25-time All-Star. Because back then, while you don't know, back then there were 2 All-Star games. There was an All-Star game during the summer and an All-Star game in the winter. So that's why he made it 25 All-Star games, just in case y'all were wondering, which is a record, of course. He was inducted in the Hall of Fame in 82, 97.8% of the ballot, the first unanimous selection was back in 2019 with Mariano Rivera. But, of course, he passed away. Rest in peace, Hank Aaron, arguably the greatest baseball player of all time, ahead of the Bambino. Okay, number 9, pretty boy, Floyd Money Mayweather Jr. As Floyd Sr. was, he's Floyd Jr. I'm Floyd Sr. Okay, I'm the original Floyd Mayweather. Okay, Floyd Mayweather, he changed the paradigm of boxing for years and years. The Don Kings and the Bob Arums of the world would screw over these boxers, these fighters that get in the ring, risk their lives. But Bob Arum and Don King and all these promoters be making all this big time money. Floyd said, hell nah. He cut off Bob Arum. He partnered up with Al Heyman. He started picking his own fights. He defeated the most world champions of any fighter in history. Okay, including all those fighters like Sugar Ray Robinson, who had like over 200 fights in their career. Okay, that's on BoxRec. Look it up, and all the Floyd haters will say, "Oh, those guys were all old." Well, this is what I know. They stepped in the ring and they got their ass whooped. Oscar De La Hoya, Shane Mosley, Zab Judah, Miguel Cotto, Canelo Alvarez, Marcos Maidana. Every last one of them stepped in the ring with Floyd. Andre Berto, Manny Pacquiao, of course, I can forget that. They all stepped in the ring with Floyd, and they all got their ass whooped. Okay, they all lost. They all lost. That's all I know, okay? So shout out to Floyd Mayweather. I already did a video, greatest of all time, on Floyd Mayweather Jr. You can check it out on my channel. It's the third most viewed video on my channel. Try to get it to number 1. Okay, number 10, Tiger Woods. Now, a lot of people are probably going to disagree with this. Why is Tiger this low? Look, just like with Gretzky, I'm not much of a golf expert. I'm not a golf, aficionado, as Stephen A. Smith would say. Okay, I'm not a supreme golf expert, but this is what I do know. Tiger was one of the most dominant players and the most dominant golfers of all time. He won 15 majors, Masters and PGA Tour, U.S. Open. He's a member of the World Golf Hall of Fame. He had the most dominant run in the late 90s or the early 2000s. After Jack Nicklaus said blacks will never be good in golf, that's what Jack Nicklaus said. Jack Nicklaus is like the Michael Jordan of golf, or the Bill Russell of golf. He's held in high esteem. But Tiger has to be in my top 10. Okay, and that's just me. A lot of people are going to disagree with this. Now, let me get to this. This is my honorable mentions list. Honorable mention to Barry Bonds, 7-time league MVP, the home run king for the regular season and a single season and for a career, 762 for a career, 73 in a season, 12-time All-Star, or 12-time Silver Slugger, 14-time All-Star, 8-time Gold Glove winner. Now, Barry Bonds was not just a great threat offensively, he's great defensively. That's the thing with Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds is the only player in the history of baseball where the pitchers feared him. The pitchers feared, they walked Barry Bonds because the pitchers were so scared to throw his way. Okay? And this is Ken Griffey Jr. Ken Griffey Jr., of course, towards the tail end of his career, he kind of fell off. He got overweight, started getting injured. We got traded to Cincinnati. But Ken Griffey Jr., man, from 89 to 99, he was probably the best player in baseball. And that includes Barry Bonds. Ken Griffey had 630 career home runs, top 10 all time. I believe he's at number 7 because Albert Pujols knocked him down. A league MVP, a 13-time All-Star, 10 consecutive Gold Gloves. He won every Gold Glove for the American League center fielder position in the 1990s. Okay, he got the Mariners to the playoffs twice. Of course, baseball, you can't do it by yourself. So that's my thing. Ken Griffey Jr. is probably the second most popular athlete of that era behind Michael Jordan. Griffey was just naturally talented, naturally gifted athlete and baseball player. A true 5-tool player, hit for power, hit for average. He had speed, he could steal the bases, he had a great arm. He had his own video game, he had his own shoe, Air Griffey. He was on the cover of, Sports Illustrated and all these magazines. He was on the cover of Frosted Flakes in the 90s, That's just me. Okay, I know I'm going beyond top 10, but I just got to give honorable mention to these guys. So some of these guys you could argue should be in the top 10. Okay, and Griffey he's held in higher esteem. He's held in higher esteem than Barry Bonds for damn sure. But, I just take Barry Bonds just because Barry Bonds got to a World Series and played very well. He hit 4 home runs in that series in 2002 against the Angels. But that's just me. The Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays. Willie Mays, one of the most people do call Willie Mays the greatest baseball player of all time just off his natural talent. He's the reason Ken Griffey wears number 24. And Barry Bonds also wore 24 in honor of Willie Mays, who's his godfather, when Barry Bonds played for Pittsburgh. Willie Mays, of course, he made the iconic baseball play, the catch, the over-the-shoulder catch. He's a World Series champ with at the time, New York Baseball Giants. A 2-time National League MVP, a 12-time Gold Glove winner. He's definitely the best defensive center fielder, probably the best defensive player in the history of baseball. Okay, and I'm not being hyperbolic. I'm not joking. Him, Brooks Robinson, they're probably the 2 best defensive players in the history of baseball. And finally, Jerry Rice. Okay, some would call Jerry the greatest football player of all time. The all-time leader in career receiving yards, catches, and touchdowns by a wide margin. 197 career receiving touchdowns, most all time. And he has 207 total career touchdowns. Jerry caught 22 touchdowns in 12 games in 1987 to strike short season. He holds the Super Bowl record for most receiving yards. He had 11 catches, 200 plus yards, and I believe 2 or 3 touchdowns against the Bengals in the Super Bowl MVP. He won 3 Super Bowls with San Francisco in his career, 88, 89, and 94 with Steve Young. You know, Jerry has the greatest set of hands in NFL history. Now, Jerry's not the naturally gifted athlete of a Randy Moss or a T.O., but Jerry has all the numbers. Jerry has the tangibles and the intangibles. He always came up clutch. When the Niners, when Joe Montana and Steve Young needed Jerry the most, he always showed up, period. Okay, but that's going to be it for this video. I know I went beyond top 10, but I just wanted to give honorable mention to these last couple guys, all right? See y'all.